You've been out in Fingal today visiting a number of heritage sites. Can you tell me about going to St Catherine's in Rush?
Well, first of all, it's been an absolute pleasure to be here in Fingal to look at the heritage assets here. I've spoken to my colleague, Minister Darragh O'Brien, about this on a number of occasions, and he said you have to go out and see this. St Catherine's this morning was very, very special. It's a really wonderful project. And what I always see with visiting these projects funded through, some of these part funded through our department and supported greatly by the local authority, is the learning experience that comes from the restoration and conservation of these projects. And obviously there's, no matter what site you go into, there's some new experience or some new challenges faced by the conservation team. I was deeply impressed by the work that was carried out, albeit on a test area, but I think they've done something very, very special with it. And I think critically too, it's important for the local community to start seeing these sites, these heritage sites, open back up, where the vegetation is removed and where they get an opportunity to see them restored, conserved and interpreted. And I think that's a huge bonus to local communities to feel that they're part of this great heritage that is on their doorstep.
Speaking of community involvement, you then went on to see a fabulous dig on a promontory that overlooks Dublin Bay. What did you experience there for yourself?
For me, that was just absolutely mind-blowing, and a couple of things I took away from it. First of all, the found objects from the dig, and looking to see many of these were very close to the surface of the ground, but the fact that there's such strong community involvement, and Fingal has a plan and a strategy for community involvement in archaeological excavations and digs, I think that's very, very progressive. What I love as well is the interdisciplinary nature of the heritage team within Fingal County Council, of the planning section, of the work around the conservation, the biodiversity. All of that seems to be intertwined rather than people operating in small separate silos, and I think that's very impressive. But the site there was very, very impressive, and to see that history dating back to the to Roman Highburn or Roman times, I think is hugely important. And the fact that when we met so many people from the local community who were involved in this project, to see their photographs as we walked into the site, it shows an opportunity there for, rather than these projects happening in isolation with professional archaeologists and professional conservationists on site, that communities can be part of it. New communities, people who are finding their way and trying to interact in the local area. This offers an opportunity for them to be involved and for young people to be involved. So hugely impressive work there today.
Now, you've closed off your visit coming to Newbridge House Garden. It speaks volumes, I think, for what we can see behind you, and you got an opportunity to meet museum people as well and see some amazing animals that have come back into being.
Yeah.
What have you found about coming to Newbridge?
Newbridge has been just an incredible site visit for me. I mean, looking at the ongoing conservation work, there's contractors on site here at the moment working on some of the rendering to the sides of the building, but also to see the restoration, the pre-restoration photographs, and to see what's here behind us now. It is really spectacular, and the collaboration between the local authority and the family. This is very unique that the family still hold occupancy here, and that the house can be open and is open to the public. So it does represent, for me, an opportunity for other historic houses in Ireland perhaps to look at similar models, because there's always a challenge around the upkeep of them. But this is an intact estate, which there are very, very few of them in Ireland or Britain on this scale. And there's an important archive here, which we got delighted to see that. It's something I have a huge interest in, having a county archivist and having a curator here on site to work collectively with the family, which is a remarkable collection that the family hold here. A collection that can be drawn on time and time again as we look to the future of this great domain and the conservation of the house, but also the restoration of the gardens and the biodiversity here, that you can use those plans to actually continue to develop this incredible area. I think overall, I'm quite impressed by the work that's been done on conservation, both built, archaeological and in nature restoration. I think there's something that we can all learn from this. The fact that they're involved with the Rare Breed Society and doing some really good work with those, partnering in with National Parks and Wildlife Service as well. I think that's going to be the way forward. We're going to have to look towards this type of approach in terms of our land management, in terms of using conservation grazing to restore habitats. We saw that out in Rush earlier on today as well. Overall, I'm deeply impressed by what's been happening here. I want to commend the local authority, all the partner organisations. And specifically too, I think the elected members have a very important role to play here, because they have to frame the budgets every year, and that's often a challenge when there's lots of competing interests. So I'm very impressed by the fact that they are putting into their budgets funding for heritage, complementary to state and other funding sources. I think that's very important. But again, I'm just deeply impressed by all of the sites visits we've done today, and continued success to the local authority and all the partners in the work that they're doing. I know it's also bringing about a whole resurgence in traditional skills and support for traditional skills, and that's something that I feel very strongly about as well.